Well, back in the room.
Back in the room again.
Back in the room. And just before we were back in the room, you were just telling me that you'd never had maple syrup.
No.
You'd never had maple syrup?
Never passed my lips.
Which is...
No, I haven't avoided it, I haven't avoided it. I actually went to Canada in 1975.
Wow.
And spent a month in Vancouver.
Right. And hadn't
beyond.
and was this before they invented maple syrup, perhaps? Is that how you...
Yeah, maybe, no, I don't think so. I think I was too like, I don't know, how can I say it? I was all consumed by McDonald's at that time.
Right.
That hadn't arrived in the UK at that time. Hadn't
wow.
arrived. And I was distracted by it, like, wow, what the hell? We only had like wimpy bars.
Yeah.
And they had this thing called, they had 7-Eleven stores in 1975 and McDonald's. It was like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? Mm-hmm. So I didn't have time. Didn't have time for maple syrup.
All right.
Clearly.
Well, we just
lost our Canadian audience.
I know they've just, but well, hopefully this will bring them back. So because of all these tariff talks, right, between America and Canada, I bought like a case of maple syrup. It cost me about 150 American dollars.
Bucks.
I bought a case of it. Right.
What?
So that should see me through for a while.
Yeah.
Because the price was only going to go up. So I went, you know what? Blimey. Bulk buy that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about eggs?
Eggs. Don't talk to me about eggs. What about eggs? I mean, eggs are still expensive.
Well, I mean, I don't know whether the price is going up and up and up, isn't it, in the States for your
right, because they had like avian flu, so they had to kill a lot of birds, and then the price, obviously the price of eggs went up.
Blimey.
So their eggs are a little bit in and out. I find anyway.
Certainly for the chickens, it's in and out.
It's mostly out, mate. It's mostly
out.
Mostly out. All right, so let's get back on track, shall we?
Yes, so let's get back on track. Yes.
This episode is for anyone who has wondered if bendy brains and racy minds might be linked to bendy arms and curvy spines.
Yes.
Otherwise known as hypermobility. So let's go to a place where the distractions are landmarks and the detours are the main roads. Welcome to ADHDville.
Yes. For the intro.
Maple syrup is
syrup. Never had it. Never crossed my lips. Hello, I'm Paul Thompson. I was diagnosed with the combined ADHD and D crawling towards 2 years ago, actually.
Crazy. And I'm Martin West, and I was diagnosed with a combined ADHD poo-poo platter in 2013.
So we're two mates. That's what's written here anyway. Two mates. Apparently. Who, by coincidence or not, after 39 years of friendship, crawling towards 30, discover that we're co-ADHDers. Now, it's really important to say this is an entertainment podcast about adult ADHD and does not substitute for individualized advice from qualified health professionals. So don't take any advice from him.
Or him.
Or her. We're just here as a kind of all-inclusive ADHD park bench with room for everyone, including your doppelgangers, your alter egos, your body doubles, your chaperones, and even your best buddies. Still here. Freaking miracle, that is. They grab your jetpacks, pedalos, space hoppers, or any other transportation methods and let us take you to ADHDville, an imaginary town that we've created in our minds. Where we like to explore different parts of the A, the D, and the H again.
And the D, and we start off as we have been at the King's agitated head.
Yes.
where we, the ex-mayors of ADHDville, take care of business. And this week we are talking about ADHD and hypermobility. Oh, it rhymes. I've just realised. So we've already burnt up a lot of time. So let's crack on.
Let's crack on.
Where are we going, Mr.
Go
T?
to the spa, Martin.
Yeah, let's go to the spa. I think
There's
it would be good
treatments. We might need it after talk of hypermobility and all of it.
We might.
And the
You know what?
fallout from it.
I'm enjoying getting into our tractor and then pulling up outside the spa. Like I kind of feel I like that incongruity.
Oh, yes. Nice. Good word.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump in. All right.
Let's
Squeeze
in.
up.
Yeah.
Let's get in.
No! Spa is the tractor. Did we remember to take the plough off the back this time?
No. I keep forgetting to take the plough off, and now there's just like a ridge all the way from the pub to the spa.
Yes.
But we've
solved the pothole problem.
Yeah. By instead of having 6 potholes, there is now just one long one. There's just one.
Exactly.
But it's for the current mayor to concern himself with.
They've got options now. They could seed the roads if they wanted to.
Yeah. Screw them. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So at the spa. Yeah, we might need the spa because hypermobility, bit of a tough subject because there's still this research out there by important people talking about it, that really know what they're talking about. But there's still a lot to be done on the subject.
Right.
Okay.
Should we just kind of give like a real basic?
Yes.
What is hypermobility?
Yes.
I think the simplest explanation is that it basically means that your joints have a bit too much freedom. Have that they don't know when to quit. They're kind of a little bit. They can kind of bend and be pushed in further than your average joint, which does cause a whole bunch of issues and problems. And we'll come on to this, is linked to ADHD in interesting ways. Now, I have to say, I don't have this.
Say it.
I don't have this. No,
none of it. Are you sure? I'm gonna poke around I'm gonna poke around and see if you have got something.
All right, because I've got something here called the Bainton score, which is how to access joint hypermobility. And there's a bunch of quick little things that you can do to see whether this is something that you have. Now, obviously, this is going to work better if you're watching on YouTube's. But, Mr. T, if you have your kind of hand out, like with your palm down, and you lift your pinky finger up, your little finger, if you can get it to like beyond 90 degrees up, so that's your little finger, not your thumb. Is that your thumb?
That's my little finger.
All right, so there we go. Yeah. So I have to hold it up to the camera a little bit more because all like there we go. All right, so so if you can go beyond 90, that's one, and the one where you kind of see if you can get your thumb to touch your wrist. You kind of almost
I can't do that.
I can't do that either.
No.
So that's one, and there's a couple more like that. So it seems like
loads though. There's loads of others.
All right.
Tons of others. There's a thing, right? Okay, so it's early doors on a lot of this, but there's stuff out there, especially stuff I found in the UK at least. There's a Dr. Jessica Eccles. She's a specialist on this. She's a senior lecturer at Sussex University in the UK. Also, Dr. James Custo, consultant adult psychiatrist for adult ADHD in London. Also is working currently with the NHS, National Health Service in the UK, on this stuff, and has frequently presented on this subject of hypermobility. So there's a lot of stuff out there, but the stuff is going to more and more is going to more of this is going to come out. Hypermobility is not exclusive to people who have ADHD or autism. Okay, it can be something separate, but
Yes.
if you have ADHD or if you're autistic, you're twice as likely to have hypermobility and all the stuff that comes out of it, good and bad, right? There's by no means a coincidence that the superstar gymnast Simone Biles has hypermobility. She's a gymnast. Okay, you do the maths on that. Other people, Chris Rock, Daniel Radcliffe, David Bowie, all had both ADHD and hypermobility.
Yes, he did. I'm hypermobile.
We could be heroes just for one day.
Oh. Oh no, that's it. I've got David Bowie lodged in my brain. I need to exercise him.
So yeah, twice as likely to have hypermobility and related pain. Okay, so you can cause sclerosis, scoliosis. Okay,
all right,
which I have, like in bucket loads.
Oh right,
my spine looks like I don't know, a roller coaster ride. The rails going up and down and sideways. My back is all over the shop. I've got these other signs. Marty was mentioning about flexibility, but if you've got particularly long arms and limbs and hands and fingers, it can be a sure sign, of that kind of thing. For instance, I've got exceptionally long arms and exceptionally long fingers. Yeah,
like an orangutan.
Look,
basically,
I'm touching the ceiling. for those on YouTube.
Oh, blimey! Okay? I've got short arms, short fingers.
If I go to the left, I could touch France.
Wow!
If I go that way, I could touch Croatia. That's how long they are. No, but they are exceptionally long. Like
give it a bit of a tickle.
Complete. Yeah, I have particularly disproportionately long arms and hands.
All right. So when Michelangelo was doing that famous drawing that he did of man, it's like
creation of
like
man
and that. And if you'd rocked up
Vitruvian man. Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Vitruvian man.
All right. If he was interviewing for the model, for that particular drawing, you would have rocked up and he'd been like, "No, mate."
Yeah, would not have been particularly famous. That drawing, it would have been dumped.
Right. It's like who is this
mistake.
long-armed individual?
Yeah. I'm a bit of a freak. I've got my arms are ridiculously long.
All right. So it's good for like picking yourself up off the floor.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And there's other weird stuff. There is actually a proper name for this. It's currently, most people call it hypermobility. It's actually called Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, EDS for short. Another freaking acronym to deal with. And there's actually 13 different groups of things that fit within that. Loose joints, as we we're just talking about. Joint pain. Stretchy, velvety skin. Come on, Martin. I'm poking
Velvety skin.
you.
That sounds nice. I feel like
Have you got stretchy, velvety skin?
Velvety skin. I don't think so. I think it's average. I think I have
Is it?
average
All right. Okay. How about
stretchiness.
abnormal scar formation?
Oh no. I do have a
No?
bunch of scars after my kidney surgery, but yeah, that's
Okay.
it's good, mate. Thanks for
Okay.
asking.
But it actually joint dislocations, scoliosis, as I mentioned, dissection, osteoarthritis. It could also
Oh,
be a
blimey,
sign.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm starting to get arthritis. I just feel like it in my
In your
fingers. I
skin,
sometimes feel like I do.
in your bones.
In
Yeah.
me, I can feel it in my bones. Oh, when it's wet outside, when it's raining. Oh, I can feel it in my joints.
Especially I find as I get older, I really feel the change of seasons, like between right now, for instance.
Right.
I get intense fatigue. I get really tired between more and more. When there's a change of seasons, I feel it more and more.
I'm not surprised that you do feel it, Paul. With your long
Right?
arms, you've got one arm
Yeah,
out
yeah,
in
yeah,
winter, and the other arm's
yeah,
out in spring. That's how
yeah,
long
yeah.
your arms are.
That's right. That's right. I like Stretch Armstrong.
Doink.
Did they have Stretch Armstrong in the States, or is it just an
Oh
English
no,
thing?
I think it came
It is
from.
English. It is American.
I think it is
Stretch
American.
Armstrong. It sounds American as a name. Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Feedback give some feedback on that. Would you Americans out there? Stretch Armstrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So as a result of all of these things, it's not just like, for doing party tricks, show your mates how much you can bend your elbow back. It can cause extreme pain. So if you've got, like me, scoliosis, chronic, you can, if you're like me, live most of your life with chronic headaches, repetitive,
Oh, no one wants that.
constant.
God,
No,
that's
I have
boring.
that. Or even hearing loss can occur in some types of this ting. Okay.
Sorry, mate. What was it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll whisper it in the other ear. So yeah, I mean, it's all right. So if I not, is there's nothing there that you've got at all? Nothing.
No,
Stretchy
I
skin.
am not this person. Out of
Okay.
and it's funny because out of every episode that we've ever done, this is like episode 78, I think. Like
Yeah.
I've been able to relate to the subject for every single
Right.
one, except
Right.
this one.
Okay.
I don't know. I've got nothing, Paul. I've got
Nothing.
nothing.
Okay.
No,
Wow.
personally, I have no anecdotes of my arm popping out, or
No,
or
I haven't that. Yeah.
of any of these things.
Okay. It is strongly linked also
Yeah.
to clumsiness because of the
Yes.
physiological effects, and therefore dyspraxia.
Yes.
So we've done an episode 32, with our lovely guest Chloe. She
Oh,
talks about her dyspraxia.
yeah. And actually, we are trying to get her back, so we're having a little bit of
Yeah.
a conversation with her to kind of
Be great to have her back.
yeah.
So you have frequent pop, as you just mentioned, frequent popping or clicking sounds in your joints is a sign. Due to I'm going to read out what it says here. Due to
Go on.
ADHD's effect on attention and hypermobility effect on joint flexibility, a person might find it difficult to hold their posture for a long time, as it can lead to constant shifting and leaning or adjusting position, often leading to discomfort or awkward body movements that seem out of place. Ticking that box personally. I
All
can't
right.
stand in one space for long. I get terrible back pain if I stand still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah. I
just
hear.
standing still gives me back problems.
Yeah. I think isn't it under that sitting in positions that look really painful but feel comfy.
Yes.
I think that was something that I came across.
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to sit on my leg a lot. I don't do it anymore. When I was at school, I was known. Actually, I was pulled up by a teacher once. I was taken to one side and left there.
All right.
I used to sit on my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Stimmy
whether it was
stims.
me subconsciously stopping myself from stimming.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What else you got?
what's going on here? Hang on. I've zoomed on my copy and it won't zoom back in now. I've just
All
got like
right.
giant copy. I can't see anything. Oh,
You have a
blimey.
technical
What's
issues.
going on?
Well, while you're doing that, I
Hang
do have
on. I'll
a
have to, yeah, I'll get it back. Maybe.
uh, while you're doing that, I will say that one more thing that ADHD and hypermobility kind of overlap is that is that is that sometimes when you have ADHD, you don't realize that you are in pain. You know that your ADHD kind of can
Yes, exactly.
override that whole,
Hmm.
your joints and your things being in pain, and
Hmm.
you don't really necessarily know.
Yeah. Which actually, ironically, can lead to actually extra pain because you're not adjusting as you should.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all fun and games. It's all,
You know what?
blimey.
If it, if I was just thinking that you can probably find these people because these are the people that at parties
Hmm.
after a few drinks they'll be like, "Hey, look, can you do this?" And then they'll pull out their little
Yeah, yeah,
mobility trick, right?
yeah.
And you go, "Ooh, I can't do that."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's the most popular, isn't it? Like party trick, isn't it? Individuals, it says here, individuals with ADHD often have heightened sensory sensitivity that
Mm.
can be compounded by hypermobility. Okay. Um, um, so, so they often touching their skin or joints, leading them to adjust their posture or fidget excessively. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it compounds the stimming even more, and the
Oh,
difficulty in staying still.
all right. Yeah. Stim.
It can be the
Stim.
opposite of flexibility. It can also
Oh,
mean the complete opposite of. It can mean tension or locking of joints.
ooh. Now I have to think, is that me? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I'm
You've
just
got
testing
nothing.
all my joints now, one by one. You know what I mean?
Some people can have um, excessive flexibility in their limbs, but perversely they have a weaker grip than normal.
Ooh, weak grip.
A weak grip. Have you got a weak grip, Martin?
You know what? That's always the fear, isn't it? When you have to do a handshake, which I don't like. Do you like doing a handshake, Paul? I hate doing
No,
handshakes. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a. I'm okay with no. I'm okay with handshakes. Hugging, no,
Right.
or
But
being
like,
touched. If someone touches me on the knee or something,
ooh,
and we're not,
Mrs.
you know, I don't like being touched. Even if it's by my girlfriend, if I don't know it's coming, I will tense up.
Jump. And then she goes,
Yeah,
"Oh, so you don't like me touching you, do you?" No, it's
exactly.
just you didn't. I need to
Yeah,
know that. Otherwise, it's,
yeah.
yeah, I know. But no, I mean, like when you sort of go for a handshake and you have to kind of grip someone's hand, there is always that thing of like, oh, it has to be a firm handshake. So you have
Hmm.
to kind of give the hand a bit of a squeeze. And
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
don't like that. Although,
okay.
you know what? If someone does give me a weak handshake, I
Mm.
go, "Ugh, that's a weak handshake."
Yeah, right. Okay.
I go,
Yeah.
that was horrible. Like
Yeah.
I'd much prefer a proper firm handshake rather than a weak
Yes.
one. Because
Oh,
a weak handshake,
no one likes a weak handshake.
it makes me feel weird. I've just
Yeah.
realised that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of psychology though as well, isn't there? It's not just like a strength or it's not just a physical thing. Some people, like narcissists, generally have a very strong handshake
All right.
because it's a way of dominating the space or
Oh
attempting
yeah.
to
I can
attempting to.
see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why my mum's handshake was like an iron grip.
Right. Like a
Hello, mum.
vice.
Hello, son. Handshake. Ah, god damn it.
Let go. She still doesn't let go. No, I'm guessing she
She has
has.
because she's died.
Yeah. Yes. That's definitely letting go. That's up
Yep.
there in the definitions of
Yep.
letting go. It's up
She
there.
definitely let go. Ah,
Yeah.
thank God.
Okay.
Blimey.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's not like we can't pretend to be experts, as we never do, experts on this subject. There is going to be stuff coming out, more stuff about this coming out. I just think it was useful to have a fairly quick for us episode about this because it's out there. I didn't know anything about it until about 3 weeks ago, and my mind was officially blown,
Blown.
blown, and
Yes.
definitely worth. It's not been. I haven't seen it being talked about much at all, and I've looked. Well, doing research for our podcast, you get to see, read and watch a lot of stuff about ADHD, and it's not out there at the moment, particularly
All right. Yeah. I
clearly
mean,
linked.
just like some of the stuff from my notes I've got here about shared symptoms, ADHD and
Hmm.
hypermobility. So both ADHD and hypermobility can make it harder to sense where your body is in space, leading to clumsiness or frequent injuries.
Hmm.
So like because your brain's elsewhere and you don't really, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
farting around and you
yeah. I
bloody
have
hit.
excellent coordination. You've probably noticed,
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah, yeah. You know what? And people have said that I
Did nuts.
do as oops. People
Oh,
said
okay.
that I do as well, but I
Hmm.
can't see it either. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think I do.
But do you remember
Um,
our first guest talking about synchronization?
yeah,
Um, Jonathan. He
Jonathan
said
Astor.
his wife is a dance teacher, and they've
Right.
been married for many years, so they know each other very well. She said that he's a good dancer, but he's always slightly off beat. His
All right.
his dancing moves are not quite in time with the music.
Not quite snappy enough. Sharp.
Yeah, they're not like on. Yeah, on it. I've known a couple of people who have suggested the same to me. Actually, their words were, "Paul, you dance to you completely your own rhythm."
Right. And you're like, yeah, I'm just freestyling it, man.
I'm
Just
freestyling. Well, I
yeah.
just go, What are you talking about?" Then we're back to dancing
In your head,
in my head.
you're like super on the beat, like a
Oh
John
yeah,
Travolta.
I'm
Phew,
so on
phew,
it.
phew, phew.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
people
funny.
standing around and pointing at me.
Yeah. And you're thinking, my God, I must be good.
My God, yes. I thought I was a bad dancer. They're
Right.
thinking.
I've got pain and fatigue. Many hypermobility people experience chronic pain and fatigue, which can
Hmm.
worsen ADHD related executive dysfunction. So,
Hmm.
you know how it is, Paul. Like, if you've
Yeah.
got pain and fatigue and your body feels like it's in going through hell, like
Hmm.
that doesn't make your ADHD symptoms any better. No, it makes it
No.
harder. It makes it
Yeah.
just harder to exist.
Damn harder. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, And then the last thing I've got is, why does this happen? Why, why
the hell
does it happen? And there's speculation from what I can work out that there's speculation that both conditions, ADHD and hypermobility, stem from connective tissue and nervous system differences, possibly tied to collagen genes and dopamine regulation. But as you say, the research is ongoing.
It's ongoing.
There is a man and woman in an office somewhere in a lab. They're doing it right now.
With
looking into it.
Glass tubes and microscopes.
Yeah,
and as ever, it's very hereditary. My mum said I had exactly the same arms and limbs as her father.
Who was an orangutan as well?
He was an orangutan as well. Not the hairy kind.
No, but the shaved kind.
Neither was he the ginger kind.
All right. So all right. So you inherited your limbs, your bones.
Even though the problem was my granddad, he was 2 meters tall. I'm a lot less than 2 meters. I'm 170, 171. But pretty much the same limbs. So
same arms.
Picture
so
that, if you will,
listeners.
Yeah, picture that, if you will. That miracle and joyous lack of what do you call it? Proportion.
No. A lack of proper proportions. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. The kind of proportions that Michelangelo would have just rejected you.
He would have thrown his pencil at someone, I'm sure, if I was the model. He'd be going like, I'm sure this idea was a good one.
Hang on. Am I thinking of Leonardo
da Vinci?
Da Vinci. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Vitruvian Man Da Vinci, yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, no one is like Vitruvian Man. The Vitruvian Man is complete nonsense. No one's like that at all.
Yeah. Well, therefore he probably had a bunch of models come in. You were in there, and he was like, "Oh, you know what? I give up. Yeah. I'm just going to make it up."
He had us standing by the wall. It's like a scene from The Usual Suspects. There was me, Kevin Spacey.
Oh God!
Lined up, and he just, luckily for him, he just had someone there that had like beautiful proportions.
All right,
and it wasn't me or Kevin Spacey.
Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him. Yeah. All right. Well, do we have anything else on this particular subject?
I'm actually quite lacking on this, unapologetically, because I don't want to overstretch myself. I know that's complete nonsense. I've been overstretching myself for years. Well, if you're going to overstretch yourself, do it on a podcast about hypermobility. Yeah. I hear you scream.
Right. So if anyone's out there who is or does suffer from hypermobility, get in the comments.
Maybe there is something about stretching actually. If you have hypermobility, people and ADHDers combined, they tend to overstretch and more like to cause themselves injury. Overstretching.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I do sometimes find that my knees can just go a little bit overstretchy a little bit front ways, like very occasionally, and that hurts.
Okay.
So I guess
we didn't tick any boxes for you then. I poked you, but nothing happening.
Nothing. I am just not that person.
Right. No. Today you're just unpokeable.
I am. I am sans poke.
You're pokeless.
Right. So, but if you're out there, if you're the kind of person that can fold up into a pretzel and forget why you were doing the pretzel thing, then
maybe you don't even like pretzels, but you just like the shape.
Right. If you are a human pretzel, sure, get in the comments. Maybe come on the podcast and we can talk about it more.
Exactly. I mean, if you're like me, I was listening to a podcast about this, and I was just like going, I was ticking loads of boxes personally, loads.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
I think that kind of like pretty much wraps that up. I think we can.
It does wraps it up. We get back in the tractor.
Yeah,
I think we left it. We left it in the car park of the spa, having ploughed our way through the city.
Right.
I think we're going to plough our way back
to the post office. All right. Jump in and take those two cucumbers off your eyes in the spa.
Yes.
Cucumber eyes, how they turn so pale. All right. Well, where's the bit that says? Oh, it's you, isn't it?
I think they turned pale because they had myxomatosis.
Oh, there is a good joke about that, which did you tell me the
no, it's not one of mine. No.
All right. Anyway, let's just crack on. So this is the bit where you say.
Where I say, what do I say? I say your feedback. Well, I say in a very timely way and professional way, slick even some would call it. Your feedback is vital to us, and we read all your comments. We might even read one of yours, Martin, on a future podcast,
like this one.
This one
from Shelley on YouTube, who was talking about the episode on Sonder.
Yes.
Which was, oh my lord, I think it's about 3 episodes back. And she was very intrigued by the yin-yang principle of cooperative balances between autistic and ADHD traits, and said that she really enjoyed this topic. And so did we.
So did we, very much. Yes.
Exactly. All right. Well, this little kind of funky little shorter than the normal episode.
Ironically, didn't stretch out the podcast about hypermobility. There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so that just leaves it for me to say that ADHDville is delivered fresh every Tuesday to all purveyors of fine podcasts. Please subscribe to the pod and rate us most bendy. And feel free to correspond at will in the comments. But wait, there's more. If you want to see our beautiful, beautiful faces, then sally forth to the
YouTubes Sally Fields
and the TikToks. And we're also on Substack as well. I've started to write stuff for that, which is completely different. And you can also pick up a quill and email us at ADHDville@gmail.com. But in the meantime, be fucking kind to yourself.
And I beseech you, fellow ADHDers, know thyselves, sons of the hounds, come hither and get the flesh. Get fleshy.
Pop the bones.
Yeah.
There.
Never have too much flesh produce.
Oh, well, I might as well just play it out till the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right at the end. Right, that bit. Till when?
Yeah.
About now-ish?
Now.